German Chancellor Olaf Scholz has lost a vote of confidence in Parliament, paving the way for early elections in February. Deutsche Welle correspondent Thomas Sparrow joins us now from Berlin. Thomas, g'day. So take us through what happened and what comes next.
Chancellor Olaf Scholz lost that confidence vote in Parliament, and this is something very unusual here in Germany. It's only the sixth time since the end of the Second World War that a German Chancellor calls such a confidence vote. Actually, and this may sound strange, Chancellor Scholz wanted to lose that confidence vote because that was his way of, on the one hand, formally ending his three-way coalition which had broken up in November, but also because it paves the way for elections here in Germany that are now going to take place in February. What happens now is that the German president, Frank-Walter Steinmeier, who is Germany's head of state, will dissolve parliament, will officially then call for those elections in February 23. And what that all means is that political parties right now here in Germany are campaigning in a very unusual campaign, not only because it's a very short political campaign leading to that February vote, but also because it's happening in the middle of winter when actually many Germans would rather like to be focusing on the already famous Christmas markets and the Christmas season instead of having to discuss and decide which party they will vote for in February.
So what are the main topics dominating this political campaign?
Obviously, the big political topic, the umbrella topic, if you will, is the political instability here in the country. Germany, especially if you look at it from abroad, was for a long time seen as a very stable country. That's the past. Now Germany is faced with a lot of instability, a lot of insecurity when it comes to the political future. That's something that you clearly see in surveys when Germans are asked what matters they feel are particularly important or worrisome. So that's definitely sort of the overarching topic. If you look specifically at issues that are concerning Germans, you would think the economy is one. Germany is in a very bad economic state. And in fact, it was the economy, the budget for next year, which led to the government coalition dissolving. Another important aspect is obviously Ukraine and to what extent Germany will continue supporting Ukraine militarily. And that has also to do with the whole international scene, with Germany's role internationally. So a lot of people are already looking at how Germany will position itself next year when it comes to supporting Ukraine, but also in light of the new US presidency under Donald Trump.
And considering France is also facing a political crisis, what does this all mean for the EU?
It means a lot for the EU because for a long time there was this idea that Germany and France were needed for the EU to work properly. In other words, Germany and France were described as the motor of the European Union, as the two big, powerful political and economic countries that could move the EU forward. And if you have Germany in crisis and France in crisis, this really raises questions about the EU's ability not only to bring forward some of its most important proposals and projects for the next few years, but also what role the EU will play internationally when it comes not only to Ukraine, we've already mentioned that, but to crises that are happening in other parts of the region, like, for example, in the Middle East. So all this raises plenty of questions about the EU's stability as well, and also whether other countries in the bloc, for example, countries in Eastern Europe like Poland or other countries in other parts of the bloc will actually step up and take that leadership role now that both France and Germany are in serious political crises.
OK, Thomas Sparrow there in Berlin. This is ABC News, our top stories.